snowball for flying high towards the morning's new sunrise. And if you fall, I'll be there through it all. Getting lost everywhere we go, till western winds begin to blow. They carry our hearts and souls all the way back home.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am so glad you're here. I am sipping on a protein shake right now. Full disclosure, just finished a workout. As you saw this morning for breakfast, I had 2 pieces of turkey bacon. It's the Columbus turkey bacon from Costco. I really love that. An egg cooked in some grass-fed butter, and then an apple. And this is a breakfast that has honestly been working really, really well for me. Usually I have been doing either that or sometimes I'll just do turkey bacon, like more turkey bacon and fruit. Additionally, I have been doing sometimes smoothies using my Greek yogurt. I'll add in some collagen and honey, and then also sometimes just like a yogurt bowl or something like that. But those are quick breakfasts that have really been sustaining me lately. But ate that, had my coffee, and just did my workout, which today was kind of an active recovery day. And this is just a reminder that it is important to have days like that. We don't need to go all out every single day. That's not going to be ideal for your body. And it's hard for me to take days that are just active recovery because I honestly get bored, especially in a setting like Orange Theory. It's like I want to just go all out. I have more fun that way, but I know that my body needs time to recover. So that's what we did. Having my little protein shake. I have a loaf of sourdough over here that I'm about to take to a friend. We're actually going to do a little trade for, she has a liver from a cow that she got like wholesale and she doesn't want it. So she's giving me her cow liver and I'm going to give her a loaf of sourdough bread. Then we're going to go home and get showered up and I will eat some lunch and show you what that is. I am home just out of the shower and currently putting on my Toups & Co. Tallow Balm. Link for this and discount code are in the description, which you should definitely check out. I am obsessed with this product and everyone else I know who has tried it is also obsessed. But wanted to do just a little check-in as I am getting ready here for lunch about how things have been going with this quote-unquote shred and just talking a little bit about how I have found what has really been working for me. So I'm trying to think, we're about 3 weeks in officially at this point. I did start actually increasing my activity level a little bit before I officially began cutting down on my calories, which I think was really good because it gave my body some time to adapt more gradually. And in terms of how much I'm eating, I know that I initially said I wasn't going to share this, but I decided that was stupid because I think this could actually be helpful to some people to see that you don't have to deprive yourself to some crazy extent to see results. So my maintenance calories are around 2,700 on a regular day. Some days they go up even higher than that, close to 3,000 just based on my activity level, but 2,700 is pretty average for me. And so at a 500 calorie deficit, that puts me at about 2,200 calories per day. And in terms of my macronutrients, my goals, I have to turn so I can see this and say it accurately, but my goals are 221 carbs, 74 fat, and 166 protein approximately. That's how I have it in MyFitnessPal, and MyFitnessPal doesn't let you set specific numbers. You have to set a percentage of your total calorie intake, which is a little bit annoying. So that's roughly what I aim for, about 160 protein. And then carbs and fat, this has actually been really suiting me well. So I've been hitting pretty much those numbers, but I'm not super attached to them. Like some days I might eat slightly fewer carbs and more fat, which is just what I found my body tends to prefer when it comes to satiety. Not going low carb by any means. I am eating plenty of carbs, but eating a little bit higher fat, lower carb relative to those numbers that I just stated. So the first week was honestly the only time that I was having trouble with being hungry. I was a little bit nervous that first week being at a deficit because I was going to bed feeling hungry and actually was waking up to pee in the night, which I don't usually do, and can be a sign of not regulating your blood sugar properly. But kind of towards the end of that week and then into week 2, I started experimenting with what I said earlier about actually doing a little bit higher protein in the morning and having more of my carbs later in the day before bedtime. And that has been just working so well for me because I find that, okay, I'm full to get through more of my day. Can probably go about 4 hours before lunchtime. I have lunch, which is pretty balanced. Then I have a snack, usually sometime around 3 or 4 in the afternoon, maybe a little bit earlier, just depends on when I have lunch. And then dinner probably around 7 o'clock. And at dinner time, I'm consuming most of my calories, sometimes as many as like 900 of them. The other balancing act has been remembering not to save too many calories for myself because someone's coming in. Because if I save too many calories for myself, then I end up not actually being able to eat all of them. And I don't know, it's all a game to kind of figure out what works best for you and not overdo it. So I'm not concerned if I'm, say, going 250 calories below my 500 calorie deficit, because 750, as long as I'm hitting those protein goals, is fine. And some days I am satiated and that works really well, but I want to make sure I'm not going too aggressive. So I'm not going any lower than that. And I guess the last thing I want to say is that I honestly feel, now that I've kind of figured out the timing of my meals and my macronutrients, that my body really wants to do this, because I don't know if you can tell at all. I realize you don't have the before, but I can already tell that I am leaning out. I did another scan just out of curiosity, and my body fat percentage has dropped down by like 1%. I've actually lost 6 pounds, which again, don't fixate on the weight, but it's a good sign to see that as your weight's gone down, your muscle mass has stayed the same, but that body fat percentage has lowered. So I think it's working. And like I said, I have even found myself at the end of the day having extra calories that I'm like struggling to get in. And I think a ton of that has to do with just eating so much protein and really being diligent about that. My body is really happy with it and wanting to get rid of fat that it doesn't necessarily need. So I've talked enough. I'm gonna grab some lunch now and I'll show you what that is, of course, after I finish getting dressed. One more thing I wanna note real quick, which is I know I said that it's been 3 weeks since we've been doing this officially and I've lost like 6 pounds, but please note that would be 6 pounds in 3 weeks, 2 pounds a week, a more aggressive rate of loss than I am going for. The reason the number is what it is for 2 reasons. Number one, a good bit of it is water. That is usually the explanation for when you see numbers kind of start on the higher side. And the second reason, like I said, is I did start upping my activity level a little bit about 2 weeks before I started cutting my calories down slightly, which, you know, probably did put me in at least a slight deficit because, again, I was eating at my standard level, but I wasn't accounting for that new level of activity, if that makes sense. For lunch today, I have one of my meals that I prepped at the beginning of the week. So these are some turkey pork meatballs with Parmesan and garlic and cilantro. They're so good. And then just some zucchini, and then I have some sourdough French bread. Pretty good recipe. It's from Farmhouse and Boone. Definitely not my favorite sourdough product, but it was quick and that's what I needed, and it has just a little bit of olive oil and garlic powder on it. So these have been so helpful to have ready to go because I just don't have to think about it, and it's still a delicious home-cooked nourishing meal. I just figure out all the macros and I write them on a piece of tape, stick it here. Obviously I have more carbs than that because I have the bread, but I didn't count that when I was partitioning it out initially. And then last thing I have right now is my magnesium. Right now this is just a glycinate, malate, and citrate blend that I got from Whole Foods. I just got back from the most incredible massage, thanks to Samuel surprising me with that. But I have a snack here. As you saw, I made a little adrenal cocktail. It is so important after a massage, any type of deep tissue or myofascial work, to make sure you're rehydrating, because two reasons. Primarily, number one is going to be lymphatic drainage. You want to make sure you're facilitating that. Lots of stuff gets moving around, and you want to make sure that you're able to flush out what needs to be flushed out. And then number two is going to be when it comes to your fascia. As you move and collect stress, we'll say, throughout your days, your fascia gets compacted. It lines your muscles and your bones. It gets compacted, which is in large part what leads to pain and immobility. So by doing some deep tissue work, whether it's with a foam roller or whether it's in the form of massage, you can really help with that, but you need to drink lots of fluids to help reinflate and keep your fascia reinflated. And of course, we want to make sure we're getting our minerals in so we're not just peeing everything out. So OJ, coconut water, a little bit of lime juice today. Samuel's, I don't know if he's trying to distract me or not, but waving a towel around behind the camera, and a little bit of salt in here. And then I have my raw carrot salad that I'm working on. I'm so bad about getting this down, but I'm trying to do better. So gonna eat this. I know I need to have a little bit of protein, but I'm still trying to decide whether or not I'm going to have an afternoon coffee or not. If I do, I'll put protein in there, but if not, we will see. Let's be honest, there was never any question about the afternoon coffee. So it's the same exact thing I had earlier, just that the milk's a little bit frothier, and I added a scoop of my Perfect Supplements hydrolyzed collagen, which is linked below. Alrighty, y'all, I am getting ready to whip up some supper, but first we get to try a new product together. So this is called Element. Element is a mineral-based electrolyte, of course, those things kind of go together, electrolyte powder that you can add to your water at home to help supplement important minerals such as magnesium, sodium, potassium, and then also there's vitamin C in here as well. So I reached out to Element a week or so ago saying, hey, I've heard about your brand, would love to try it and share it with my channel. Could we make that happen? They said absolutely, and they sent me some product to try myself and some to share with you. So we're actually going to be doing a little giveaway here. So fun. Never done anything like this before, but I'm going to try our drink mix right here and now. And then to enter the giveaway, all you need to do is subscribe to the channel, and you're going to comment below something when it comes to your health that you're really proud of, some habit you have implemented, something that's working really well for you, just something that you're proud of. Because I think in this space, it can be really easy to be constantly fixating on, what we want to do better, how we want to improve. That's probably a commonality we share when it comes to our personalities, but we need to step back and take time to celebrate the small wins. So comment below what you're proud of, make sure you're subscribed, and I will randomly choose one of you who fulfills those criteria, and I'm going to announce the winner of the giveaway on, I have it right here, it's going to be on March 13th, in my March 13th video. I know that's a few weeks out, but I'm going to be out of town, so that's why we have to push it back, because I'll be pre-recording before then. So let's get into the product itself. Like I said, it is a mineral electrolyte drink, and what I love about it, at least from what I've seen, I haven't tried it, is that they seem to have very clean ingredients and bioavailable ingredients. So all you have in here is going to be salt, sodium chloride, obviously, you have citric acid, you've got magnesium malate. That's awesome to see that it's magnesium malate. If you have watched my pro-metabolic supportive supplements video or any of my other kind of what I eat in a day videos where I talk about this, malate is one of those forms that's super bioavailable. It can also be good for energy, actually. And then you've got potassium chloride, and this one has lemon and habanero, so fun. And then it does have stevia. That being said, if you don't want the stevia, they also make an unflavored blend, which I don't know if I could tolerate. I'm so weird about salty water, trying to get better about that. It's been kind of a beast enough with the adrenal cocktails, but we're making progress. So a lot of fun flavors all listed here. They've got citrus, raspberry, the raw unflavored, orange, watermelon, chocolate, which sounds really interesting. I think I would do that with hot water, lemon habanero, and then mango chili. So it's a hard decision which one I'm going to try, but I'm kind of intrigued by the chili flavors. I also really like raspberry, but I think we're going to do mango chili today, and then this is what you are going to get whoever wins the giveaway. It's completely sealed and everything, and it's going to have their 4, what I would say are probably their core flavors to try. Yes, let's go with the mango chili. I have a big cup of water here, and they say, I think it's on this one, it says 32 ounces, it'll be salty. 24 ounces, it'll be saltier. 16 ounces, it'll be salty AF. I do not want it to be salty AF. Probably somewhere between salty and saltier, so we'll see. We're probably at about 24 ounces, and I'll add more if I need to. Scissors apparently are necessary. Slash Sally, learn how to use scissors. Just gonna add that in to my water. And apparently get some in my mouth straight off the bat. Okay, make sure you don't pour it everywhere. Smells good, but you don't want to breathe this into your nose. Okay. It's also great, there's no artificial coloring or anything like that. Oh, that's pretty nice. Definitely has a little kick to it. The mango tastes incredibly real. It is salty, which is the point. Still struggle with that. Might add a little bit more water, but I definitely think this is doable. If you dilute it enough, just according to your preference. Just sip on throughout the day. Keep fueling up with those important minerals and stay hydrated, stay salty, as they say. But I will sip on this. I will get started on dinner shortly. I really like the flavor. That's so fun. You're going to comment below what you're proud of, and I will let you know in a couple weeks who the winner is. Thoughts on the Element?
I'll tell you what I told you off camera, which is it tastes like you got a strawberry margarita. The bartender asks, "Do you want a salt rim?" You say yes, and they just dump salt into the glass. So it's like a salt bottom margarita, and you're just sucking it off the bottom through a straw. But it's a margarita, so it's pretty good.
You can do your thing.
Actually, kind of hurts.
Oh no.
On my wrist. This part right here, and there's a big nerve that runs through this part of your wrist. So
Yeah.
I can feel it in my fingers, and I can feel it in my elbow.
She massaged that part of my wrist, and my hand was like, "Wah."
She do the thing where she like.
It was my forearms, honestly. My hands and my feet, that was the best. Yeah. Okay.
I know the thing at the end where she like takes your head and just.
Oh yeah, and it hurts terribly, but in the best possible way. I think I just hold a lot of tension there. Okay. I'm gonna eat dinner, and we're gonna end this thing. Samuel's making music in the background. I hope you can still hear me. But I have for supper, we're both gonna have another one of the meals that I prepped at the beginning of the week. This specifically is my pork, sweet potatoes, and garlicky kale. And you can see right here, very tasty. Everything is cooked well, so it's super digestible, but still you get some good volume. And this will put me for macros for the day at having had 156 protein, 77 carbs. What are we giggling about?
I don't know. Cooking properly when it comes to pork, digestibility is not really what I'm concerned about. It's more like ringworm and trichinosis and all the things that swine carry with them, but you know.
I'm talking about the greens. Don't worry, no food poisoning from the pork either. But as I was saying, we are up to 156 protein, 77 fat, and 145 carbs. So just a tiny bit over on the fat, way behind on the carbs. So I'm also going to have, I think, a piece of sourdough. I will put some butter on it. It's just going to be one of those days like I was telling you about earlier where my fat's a little higher, carbs are a little bit lower, and I might end up having just a few chocolate-covered cherries. It's pretty typical for me. It works really well. It's just to have a little treat in the evening, sometimes with a cup of tea, or sometimes it's just another piece of sourdough or a cup of milk or something like that to satiate me and also help keep blood sugar insulin levels managed over the course of the night. Now, chocolate covered cherries, I realize might not be the best thing for balancing blood sugar, but it's a little bit of joy. Okay, so don't forget, comment below what you're proud of so you can enter into the giveaway. And second of all, I just want to say, if you are not subscribed, even if you do not want to enter the giveaway, please, please, please do consider subscribing to the channel. If you like my videos, it is probably the biggest thing you can do to support my channel. Only 25% of my regular viewers are actually subscribed, and so it would be really helpful if you would at least give it some consideration. But I'm gonna sign off. Thanks so much for being here. Until next time, bye y'all.
We were born for flying high.